sea seems a bit
There
dark
actually
now.
is one I bought for my daughter.
Oh no, I know there is one. I'm not making this up just because I thought it was hilarious.
Something that's happy. We could be playing. Oh no, we don't want to do that. We don't
My Little Pony or Pugmire or we could do something like that. Do some one shots.
At our last Saturday board game, someone said, "Oh, let's play Pandemic." We all went, "No."
Oh.
I bought Apocalypse World at PAX East, and I was like, "This is such an awesome thing I've been hearing about." But then I'm like, maybe it's not the time for Apocalypse World.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not running the plague scenarios for you. The optional plague rules in masks for a while. So.
We're not dealing with the Yellow King.
Right. Hey everybody, I'm Glimo. I'm the Keeper of the Chronicles for this Call of Cthulhu Masks of Nyarlathotep campaign on Roll20, streaming to Twitch and YouTube. Welcome to session 28. What horrors will our heroes unearth in Egypt this week? It's been a crazy month since last we played. Mardi Gras was awesome. The last couple of weeks, not so awesome. I was seriously considering wearing my Plague Doctor mask for the entirety of this broadcast, but thought that might be a little bit much.
I'll come over to your house and steal your mask.
How's everybody else doing? Sean, what's going on with you?
Well, just to concentrate on the positive, so we already talked about the negative. I was running a D&D group in the local gaming store and hope to do that when everything is better, continuing that. In the positive news, also, apparently, Kickstarter has informed me that I am a super backer.
Ooh.
I don't know if that means I have a problem.
It might, but the first step is admitting it.
Yes.
Second step is actually getting your Kickstarter deliverables, which seems to be a better problem.
Yeah.
I have had actually surprising luck. Out of about 104 items, admittedly about a quarter it's still to be delivered. I think I've only been burned about 3 or 4 times.
Nice. Yeah, I've at least gotten something from most of the things that I've backed, although some of that has definitely, a lot of that has been way less than I was supposed to, and some of the things I've gotten were useless, but, better luck than I have picking stocks, I guess. Given what my 401k looks like after the last couple of weeks.
I'm there with you on that one.
So what do you get for being a super backer other than a spiffy badge?
They start telling me about even more things that they think I would like. So I'll back it even more.
Self-fulfilling prophecy. Okay.
Right. So it's basically it's a bit more tailored for that, and notifying them, hey, this is a super. I think they also start telling people this is a super backer that you might want to inform about your project because he's backed X, Y, and Z. He might be interested in your product.
Interesting. Okay. Well, that's kind of cool. Oren, what's going on with you?
Well, I don't have to work for a while as a school teacher, so we'll see how that goes into effect. Other than that, I'm doing fine. Health is good. Supplies are stocked up, and I made sure I had plenty of libations in stock.
Yes, I've heard alcohol kills the coronavirus, so, let's...
Yes, the medicine cabinet is full.
Although I was talking with a bartender friend of mine, and apparently the average American is even dumber than I thought, because sales of Corona beer are way, 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 way down. I mean, it's a shitty beer, but come on, people. It's not because suddenly our palate became more refined.
Mine has. It's been mostly scotches and bourbons.
Nice.
Remember, it needs to be above, I believe, 60 proof.
Challenge accepted.
I was doing Old Forester Prohibition style 1920, which is 115 proof. And then I switched back to the 80 and 90 proof stuff, and I'm like, oh, this is water.
Now they got you.
Aside from good drinks, Bill, what else is going on with you?
Just getting through this stuff, trying to figure out what's going on with the office, and trying to get work from home okayed. Because basically everybody in the group is working from home except for two of us that are contractors. So we head into the office and sit there, and nobody's around, and we're dealing with emails all day. Anyway,
I was gonna say, it might be the safest place to be.
it could be. It gets me away from the kids anyway.
Carl, what's going on?
Let's see. I survived PAX East,
Excellent.
which I was sure I was going to die in, but I went anyways, so that was smart. What else? Yeah, a lot of weird and crazy hours in the last month, and continue to do so. And now imprisoned in my own home, so pretty much normal.
Seems about right. George, what's going on with you?
Oh, it's been mostly same old, but I've been learning the Massachusetts rules to evict someone for non-payment of rent. So that's been kind of interesting.
I've heard that they are rather they're not quite as bad as California, but it's pretty close.
Well, California. Well, this is a commercial lease. Not a residential.
Okay. Then you're fine.
Or no, I'm
Well,
representing the landlord.
You know, right.
Commercial leases are a huge pain in the ass, and there's way too many protections for the tenant. I mean, on the residential lease side. So, but commercial is much more straightforward.
Yeah. Okay. Quick summary of Egypt to jog everyone's memory, because I know I had to go back and rewatch the videos to remember what the hell happened. A lot of that was probably my, medicinal coronavirus cure. You arrived in Cairo on March 9th, 1925, 3 days ago in game. You had a first meeting with Nigel Wasif from the Cairo Bulletin, a local English language newspaper. Luis would later learn that Nigel is a fellow spy. You learned a few things from him, that the Carlisle expedition was aloof during their visit and kept the media at arm's length. You did find it odd that there were no photos of Hypatia Masters after about May, even though the expedition was in Egypt until July. You also learned that a new Penhu expedition, the Clive expedition, is in Egypt. Clive was digging near Giza and had found a mummy, rumored to be that of Nyarlathotep, a queen of the 6th dynasty. However, that mummy was stolen from the expedition before any study could be done. Clive has moved his expedition to Memphis. After telling you this, you kept asking Nigel about the Brotherhood of the Black Pharaoh, despite him telling you not to mention that, and so he threw you out of his office. Then you went to the Egyptian Museum and met with Dr. Ali Kaffour. Dr. Kaffour told you all manner of things about the Black Pharaoh. Some of the highlights were that rumors of the Black Pharaoh go back to the earliest parts of recorded history. In the 3rd dynasty, a sorcerer called Nephron Ka revived worship of the Black Pharaoh, and before long became synonymous with the Black Pharaoh. The Black Pharaoh went by a number of names, one of which was Nyarlathotep. Eventually, Sneferu rose and defeated the Black Pharaoh and started the 4th dynasty. Sneferu then ordered the bent pyramid to be built in medium to contain the body of the sorcerer. Another pyramid at Dashur, the Red Pyramid, is also attributed to Sneferu. This pyramid is said to guard Dashur lest Neferenka rise from the dead. According to Dr. Kafur, the unidentified mummy recently stolen from the Clive expedition at Giza was undoubtedly the remains of the beautiful and evil ruler Nitocris. She'd been buried alive, but no trace of her was found until the Clive expedition uncovered a secret room in the smallest of the Great Pyramids. How or why she was stolen, he does not know, but he thinks that the theft relates to the prophesied return of the Black Pharaoh. Dr. Kafur and Nigel Wasif both mentioned that one member of the Clive expedition, a Dutch archaeologist called Jan Wilhelm van Hoevelen, was let go by the dig's supervisor, Dr. Henry Clive. You left word at the Dutch embassy for Jan Wilhelm to contact you. Among Jackson Elias's notes, you found a reference to a Warren Bassart. You tried to get information about where he lives from the French embassy, but you fumbled your charm rolls and got thrown out. Perhaps some of you who didn't speak to the front desk can try again another day. Then you went to the streets of Jackals to look for Faraz Najjar. His shop was burned to the ground, but with some liberal bribes, your dragoman was able to find out that he has a new shop on the Street of Potters. While heading there, you realized you were being followed. You tried to shake your tail by changing trams. You found Faraz. His shop appeared to hold just touristy crap. Faraz's face was quite badly burned. You mentioned the Carlisle expedition, and Faraz grew angry, but with another liberal bribe, you were able to calm the man, and he agreed to speak with you at the nearby mosque after closing time. You met with Faraz, and he told you that he gave some Black Pharaoh artifacts to Warren Bassart, who gave them to the Carlyles. Amongst the items that he sold to Bassart were an ancient scroll detailing the entrance to a hidden tomb in an unnamed pyramid, within which the Black Pharaoh was supposedly entombed, a bust of the Black Pharaoh, a small drum bearing odd symbols supposedly of mystical power, and a strange circlet set with a large zircon, which was said to be the crown of the Black Pharaoh and key to his triumph over death. After pressing him further, he admitted that these items were stolen from the house of Omar al-Shakti. It wasn't until later that he discovered al-Shakti was also high priest of the Brotherhood of the Black Pharaoh in Egypt. He had heard of the cult, but had never believed in such nonsense until they came after him. While he does his best to stay away from the Brotherhood, Najjar claims that fresh rumors have reached him that the cult was involved in the recent theft of a mummy from the Clive expedition, which is currently digging at Memphis. He also heard that the Brotherhood wants an item located at the Mosque of Ibn Tulun, but he does not know what it is or why the Brotherhood wants it. It can't be for any noble purpose, that's for sure. Faraz also told you if you want to know more on occult matters related to the Black Pharaoh, he suggested that you seek out an old wise woman called Nuri. She lives in the town of El Wasta, around 7 miles southeast of the pyramid at Medium. He is fairly certain that her son also worked for the Carlisle expedition during their time in the region, although the man's name escapes him. At that point, cultists arrived and attacked you, trying to reach Faraz. You managed to dispatch them after a long fight, which resulted in a lot of gunfire and a number of you becoming heavily wounded. So, you are currently standing in the back room of the mosque. There are 6 dead bodies in and around the doorway. As the din of your combat quiets, you hear yelling and screaming coming from elsewhere in the mosque. what you do.
I look at Faraz. Is there a way of us getting out being unnoticed, or at least, since we did protect you and the mosque, is there a way of getting out so that you and us get out? Because I'm assuming the authorities are coming.
He is still very shell-shocked by this and kind of looks at all of you and looks at the bodies and then
We need to get out of here quickly.
looks at he says, I think if we go up through the mosque proper, we're going to run into whatever's happening out there.
Isn't there a window in the room?
I'd suggest that there's this window over here, and perhaps we'll slip out into the alley.
All right.
Just
So-
watch your feet because, well, we're all barefoot.
Yes, right. Unfortunately.
And I don't think we should run back to the front room to get our shoes.
No.
These guys wearing any shoes? If it's really an issue, can
Is
steal
the
some?
yelling and screaming or is the yelling in any language that we recognize?
I do, but yeah, I'm gonna open the window.
Do
I gotta
you?
make yeah, because I speak Arabic.
Are they
It isn't.
speaking Arabic?
It is in Arabic. A lot of it is just unintelligible yelling.
Right.
You hear a lot of people screaming. That some of the words that you can make out have to do with gunfire, screaming, and murder and desecration.
I shut the door and someone open that window and let's get out of here. So
Geronimo.
So we start and we're going to get out of there
Very well.
using the alleyways to get far enough away to catch a taxi or some way
Who's
of getting
got
back to the hotel.
Who's got the worst luck score right now?
Let me take a look.
I've got 66.
I have 71.
Anyone lower than 66?
61.
Luck is 75, so I think 61 might be the lowest.
Yes, a 76. Okay, yes. Bill, if you would make a luck roll for Alistair, let's see if you can get out of here. Fail. 61. Do you want to spend 5? Not supposed to let you spend luck on a luck roll, but do you want to spend 5 luck to?
We spend luck for him.
When else would you spend luck?
I will spend the 5 luck.
Excellent. Okay. You manage to sneak into the alleyway and into the shadows, and you can definitely hear the sound of sirens approaching the mosque as you manage to slip away. Where are you heading?
I would almost suggest going to the mosque that our friend here mentioned.
But
Well, I'm waiting for your feedback, guys. I'm just thinking, what does he think? Because he, taking. Normally, I'd think the hotel, but we need to clean up a little bit first. The other mosque might accept us, knowing that this organization has tried to attack that mosque, or he said they're after something at that mosque. At least what he said. What did he say? They were after something at that mosque, or they?
He said he'd heard rumors that they were looking for something. He doesn't believe that they have attacked the mosque yet.
Okay, I didn't know if they had or had not. All right, then. I suspect they're watching this man's house. I mean, we could try to get back to the hotel.
What are our other options? I mean, as far as the next thing to investigate, I've kind of lost track a little bit.
Oh, the museum. That's the other place we could possibly go. It depends on what time of day it is, if it's even open. And
The museum is not open at this point. It's because you waited until Faraz had closed his shop, so it's about 6:30 in the evening at this point. So the museum is closed.
What is the museum again?
The museum is where you went and talked to Dr. Kafur a couple of on your first full day in Egypt.
I think
Cairo Museum. Okay.
Yes.
Personally, I think our best two bets is either the hotel or the other mosque. I wanted to hear what you guys thought.
Yeah, I think the other mosque probably is more safe at this point.
Let's double down on Moss.
It's neither more safe or less safe. Which
what is our third wheel think?
At this point, he's scared out of his gourd. You're having a hard time getting him to even stay still. At this point, he looks like at any moment he's about to just run into the night.
Is there a place where we can get some more shoes?
There are. I mean, you're in kind of a merchanty section of town. There are certainly no end of little. You might not get the best quality shoes, but there are no end of stalls of street vendors where you could get at least some sandals.
Yeah, I think a couple sandals and some robes.
And toilet paper. Lots and lots of toilet paper.
And the reason I say robes is that way we can cover up, we can wear them to cover up our wounds. And I say we should, why don't we do this, pick up that, and then head to the hotel. Was
I injured?
So I put status bars on all of you. So Lewis and Seamus were both pretty badly hurt.
I had 2 wounds that equal up to half my hit points. I didn't take any hit that was half my hit points, but I had 2 wounds, so I have 2 bad cuts on me. But yeah, I think we should try it. And do we want?
Yeah, I'm nearly at a third of my normal health.
Yeah,
it's pretty injured.
I grabbed the one guy. The what's his name again? I say, you need to get to that other mosque. That's probably your safest bet.
Faraz says, no, there's no way in hell that I'm going to the other mosque. The Brotherhood's heading there. I'm getting as far away from all of this and all of you as I can. I knew I never should have taken that money. I should have just kept my head down. And he takes off into the night.
All right, then we'll buy the robes and the sandals, and we get a taxi to get us to the hotel, wearing the robes to cover up the injuries.
Okay.
Moss.
You managed to get some sandals and some robes to disguise yourselves a little bit, and you head back to the Royal Plaza.
All right, and once we get up to our room, I will start at least. Anyone having a first aid that they could take care of my 2 wounds? Fortunately, they're just 2 small cuts, but they're significant.
I have 65% first aid.
All right.
I think.
And we can take care of our friend here
Oh.
too.
99. Oops.
Critical fail.
Oh,
Well, it's about you've got above
Doesn't that-
50% in the skill, so it's not a fumble,
50%
Right. What's
skill.
my
but
skill?
it's not good.
What's my skill at that?
Oh.
I suppose you can try on Seamus.
I will try my own just to see if I can do it.
Oh.
All right.
No, I didn't. do it
George,
for
if you
me
want to
either.
roll 1d6, that'll tell you how many hit points you give back to Seamus.
Can anyone do it up to me besides
Seamus,
for
you
try?
get 2 hit points back.
I'll give it a try. I've got 37.
Yeah, I don't have much better.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. First aid.
Whew, thank God.
Woohoo.
Well played.
1d6.
You want me to roll it, or do you want him to roll it?
Bill, you can roll it. It's your.
Oh, good. Whew.
Nice.
Okay, 5 points back.
They call me Dr. Strangelove.
And now order room service.
If anyone wants to help Seamus out, he's still down quite a bit.
Oh, sure.
Let me try. I've got
go,
first
You
aid.
can do multiple rolls.
And I screwed up.
Well, it depends on who you're doing it to.
You can do multiple rolls, just only one roll per person.
All right, I'll try.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Let's see what I do. Where is it? All the way over there.
Okay. Orin, if you want to roll a d6.
I will. 4 more.
Seamus,
Cool.
another 4 back.
Ooh, I even had a hard success. Cool. It's always sweet to have.
Did you update your sheet earlier, Seamus?
Yes,
Okay.
I just did. So I'm now went from 9 to 15.
Excellent. Okay. Well, that's a little bit better. Okay. So by the time you get all of this done and get back to the hotel and clean yourselves up, it's probably about 8 o'clock in the evening. What is your plan? Do you have a plan for the rest of the night?
Well, I don't think so. I don't think we're meeting. When is our trip planned for the pyramids?
So it is Wednesday night right now. We're originally planning to head to Giza on Saturday.
So we have 2 more days. We were supposed to find out something tomorrow, weren't we, about the Dutchman?
You had just left word at the embassy for you'd left a message for him that if he had checked in with the embassy to contact you.
Okay. I don't think we have anything planned. Well, we now have. I think we need to get some rest. What do you think, guys? Shall we try to hit the other mosque tomorrow?
Either that or we head out to Alwasta and talk to Nuri.
But we're going to need a guide for that, too.
Yeah, probably.
I say Moss number 2.
That's what I'm thinking.
Get it all done.
It's the one thing that I didn't think you guys were going to do this session. Okay, great.
What, Moss number 2? Seriously, it's like the first option you suggested.
I didn't suggest it. I thought that there were a number of other things that I thought you were going to do, and that
Well,
was
It was the thing I wrote down, I guess.
I thought that you were I. There were a number of other choices, and I thought they
Well,
were all far more likely. But that's fine.
well, there's also going to the museum and leave a message with the one guy, or at least try to talk to him, update him on what's.
I figured since you guys had been obsessed with Warren Bassart that's where we were going. But okay,
Well,
no, we'll do the mosque. That's fine.
Well, the problem is we don't have any leads to Warren.
Yeah, what did we
Literally just gave you an option 15 minutes ago during the recap. It's cool. We'll do the
Oh, I didn't hear.
we'll
I
do
didn't
the-
hear it because it sounded like we had failed. Oh, I know. Go to the French embassy and try again. That's it. Well,
So-
we have a couple options here, guys.
So-
what do you want to do?
all good. You guys seemed like you were mosquing it. We can mosque it.
Yeah, we got Moscow. That's fresh in our minds, I guess. Plus, we can kind of warn them ahead of time.
looking for the items?
But
Are we
we're gonna get a good night's rest because we need it.
Okay. So Seamus and Lewis each get back 2 more hit points
Oh, good.
for a night's rest.
Are we operating under the assumption that the cultists know where we are and we're just under observation at the hotel?
I assume so, or we were under observation once we left the Street of Jackals.
Yeah, they were tailing us for a while there, so I'm assuming they
But
know
we
who
didn't
we are.
notice them till after the Street of Jackals, I do believe. So I think that they were watching the Street of Jackals or had someone there. I'm guessing, but we should keep our eyes open when we leave the next day.
So are we going to do something like try to leave by the servants' entrance or something?
That would look suspicious. I mean, I don't want them thinking that we know they know. If you know what I mean.
Okay.
I say we hit the mosque and then we hit the French embassy again. But I think I talked in the French embassy, and who else talked at the French embassy that pissed people off?
Hey,
All right.
It was Alistair.
I fumbled away.
So I think we should let one of the other 3 deal with the embassy.
Seamus speaks French, doesn't he?
Yes, not great, but yeah, Pulp.
So we'll let
Maybe
them
next time I should just bring a beret and really French it up.
All right. So are you
Oh, they love that.
are you going to go to the embassy on your way, or are you going to go to the mosque?
We'll hit the embassy first because that should be quick, and then hit the mosque.
Okay.
Split the party.
Excellent.
Oh yeah,
I'll
And
wait
we're
outside.
and we are keeping an eye out.
Okay. Feel free to make spot hidden rolls if you would like to keep an eye out.
Mm-hmm.
Extremes and hards. Wow. Okay.
We're paranoid.
So on your quick little jaunt over to the embassy, you do not notice anyone following you.
All right. Well, let's hope that they were keeping an eye on that guy and don't really know who we are yet.
Seamus, tell me what you're asking of the nice clerk at the French embassy.
Oh, and I'm not going inside. I'm staying outside.
Yes, you and Alistair are staying outside. I heard that. So
In fact, we're staying in the taxi. We're holding the taxi for 'em.
Right. So exactly, what did we want to see if they for this? As part of I forgot what. So what do you got? Information did you guys want me to get for you?
We're trying to find Warren Bazart.
Right. So I go. Terribly sorry. Probably don't know. But I'm an assistant. I'm looking for a possible French national. Is that Warren Bassart? I was told the best place, maybe the French embassy here might be able to assist moi.
okay, make some sort of social skill, either charm or persuade.
Okay, charm.
Hard success. So, the girl that's helping you apparently really digs that French Canadian accent, and she is extremely helpful. She tells you she goes in the back for a few minutes and then comes out with a little card that she has written down Warren Bassart's last known address on. It is listed as the Red Door on the Street of Scorpions in the Darb al Amar, which she tells you translates as the Red Alley.
I'm thinking, don't say it out loud. Geez, that sounds ominous.
It's a lot of redwood to
Flashback to
scorpions.
Juju House.
Yeah.
How come we
Oh,
never
yeah.
get a contact that's like on the street of marshmallows and fluffy?
Is this
Nothing
turning into like
bad could happen there.
this turning into like the 50 Shades of Red?
Just ponies and pansies.
I thank her profusely and for
It's
it
just-
and bid her a good day.
Excellent.
what is it? Street of Scorpions?
Yes.
And that's kind of the first thing I say to you guys is, yeah, kind of ominous, huh?
So where
And
do you want to go,
what was the
gentlemen?
red? What was the red part?
The Red Door.
The red door. What's the red door?
Street
In
of
the
Scorpions
Scorpions.
in
Seamus,
the Darb al Amar, which translates as the Red Alley.
Shout.
Can you explain what the red door is, or Seamus? Is it like a restaurant or something? or-
That was just what was listed as the address.
Is it
That's-
red
That's
door,
the,
blue
that's the
door,
first
black
line
door?
of the address is the Red Door.
So which do we want to? Should we continue to the mosque and then hit the other place?
Yes.
All right.
Should we bring some black paint to paint the red door black?
We will head to the mosque.
Because I
I'm
see a
glad
red
someone did it.
What if we just all pretended we were like Black Pharaoh cultists for the rest of the game? Mess with people.
Just walk around, hail Satan, hail Satan.
Do we still have those robes from England?
Oh, that would be useful, wouldn't it? I feel like we do. Didn't we like stash a bunch of stuff in storage? Like as soon as we got here?
Well,
If
you may-
you want to tell me that you still have them, there was no.
We did bring stuff with us.
You,
and we can
there,
say
there
that
was
they're
there was
with
no
us.
reason why you didn't you weren't in a fight at the end of England, so you could very well still have them.
I'm saying
you
we
would-
have them.
If you would like narratively to say that you still have them, I'm okay with that.
All right. I guess we still have them then. But let's head to the mosque.
Now, the only question is, now, were they the same type of robes they had in New York, they had in England? Because, there might be
They were
regional
not
differences.
the same.
Okay. Good
So
to keep
the
in mind.
so
Say that
the
we're from the England branch.
We're studying
Right.
abroad.
so
We're the tailors of the new
so the
uniform.
there was one set of high priest robes, but everybody else just had masks in New York. They did not. The couple of cultists that you stumbled upon did not appear to have robes.
Only England we have robes. We do have the one mask from New York, I do believe.
You do not have any cultist masks from New York.
But I'm not putting
I
that
thought
on
we
again.
did. Is that mask from England then?
You do not have any cultist masks from New York.
Okay. No, I knew we had a mask. I just didn't know if it was New York or England.
It is from New York, but it is not a cultist mask.
Ah, okay.
It's the golden mask with
No.
the various.
Yeah, I didn't know because I just knew it was a mask from New York.
Yeah.
So.
The gold mask is the one from Peru, and that's long gone.
That's Peru. Yep.
You have the mask with the heads of the four outer gods.
Yep.
That no one's put on yet.
We ain't stupid.
I haven't lost enough sanity.
Didn't I just look into it and got some sanity loss?
Didn't what's his name?
very
That went
sad.
nuts.
He put on the gold mask in Peru.
Once enough.
Yeah. And we seem to have lost George.
While we're waiting for George, can I say like one of the best shirts I saw at PAX East was a shirt that said "I'm within 3." Come on, really?
Well, while we're waiting for George, oh, there he is. Okay. George. Can I get? I think I just need Bill and Carl to shut your cameras off. And Carl, if you shut yours off quick, and then Bill back, and then Carl. Look at that.
Sorry.
Everyone's camera's in the right place. Okay. No problem. Okay, so now that you have this information, you're still gung-ho to go to the mosque. How are you going to get to the mosque?
With the taxi we have.
Is it ridiculously far away?
It is probably about a mile away from your hotel.
Dude, we could walk that.
Oh yeah. Would it be? Yeah, but we could be dropped off by the taxi that we already have at the French embassy.
The French embassy was just down the street from your.
Then we're just gonna then we just walk there. We're gonna walk to the embassy then, or not embassy, but to the mosque.
Fewer people know our nefarious schemes, the better.
Okay. How are you finding your way there?
Stumbling around.
Do we want to take a taxi?
Tourist
to get
maps?
there? Tourist, yeah, that's a possibility.
Well, it's a mosque, right? So it's like the public is aware of the mosque.
It's a mosque, but that's like trying to find
a church in South
and
Boston.
Right.
We don't know the name of the mosque?
I mean, you do, but
okay.
Like the Holy Trinity in South Boston.
Right.
Do it. Someone's got to go there.
As long as we know the general direction, so as soon as we get near it, we can ask a few people where it's at.
Hey, we're looking for a building with a crescent moon thing on it.
Yeah, what's that all about?
In Egypt.
We basically know that approximately where it is, right?
You tell me. You have not told me that you have done anything to try to find this place, other than, oh, we're just gonna go there.
All right. Well then, why don't we go walk back to the hotel and ask someone there
No,
where
it's
this
check.
mosque is. We only just walked from the hotel to the embassy, so we might as well go back and ask the hotel.
Okay.
Yes, the embassy.
So the concierge,
And I pull out my little tourist map.
so the concierge tells you that you definitely should not walk there. They recommend that if you are going to go on your own, you should probably hire a dragoman to guide you there.
Okay.
You know, if you really are insistent that you can't wait, then uh, can hire a taxi to get there. Uh, but a number of the people may not um, speak English at the
Sure.
mosque, and so
Is there a Draco man available for today?
well, let's find out.
As long as we're asking, should we ask about the red door? If they have
Yeah, I
any
figure once
idea
we
what
get the
kind of
Draco man, we
address
can do
that
both.
is?
The concierge does not recognize the red door, but assumes that it must be some sort of landmark. He tells you that the red alley, the Darb al Amar, is it's a bazaar located along the Sharia al Muiz in the old city.
All right, well, if we can get a Draco man today, we can do both.
Well, let's see. Make a luck roll. Let's see if we can get your buddy Salim come and help you.
Do you want me to make it, or do you want Bill to make it?
You can make it since you're doing the talking.
All right. Well, I'm to give you the opportunity.
You're asking me to make a luck
Okay.
roll. Heads or tails would end up on the side.
Okay, so you make a roll. So Salim is available and can take you off to so Salim comes out after a few minutes and says, "Gentlemen, good to see you again. I hope that you had a good rest of your evening with your friend last night after I finished up with you. Where would you like me to take you today?"
I mentioned the mosque and the
Red door.
red door on the red alley of the Scorp.
Yes. So he tells you that the let me just double check here on. Okay. It's out a little bit. Okay. So let's see. Okay, so the Street of Scorpions is around here, and the mosque is in. So the mosque is over here, and You guys, your hotel is okay. Yeah. So the mosque is closer, but he knows where both of those places are and is happy to take you to either one of them. It's not really one is not really on the way to the other. So whatever you gentlemen would like to do first, he is happy to take you there.
Shall we hit the mosque first, gentlemen?
No, I'm in favor.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay.
So we will head there.
Okay. So uh Salim uh is able to hire a car for you and get you out to the mosque. So this is the oldest complete mosque in the city of Cairo. It is less ornate than many of Cairo's later holy places. Salim tells you that traditional mosque design imitates the courtyard of Muhammad's house in Medina, where the great prophet first taught. Originally, Ibn Tulan was a walled court open to the sky with shade along several sides. However, since the middle of the 19th century, the mosque has been converted and used as an asylum for the infirm and insane rather than as a place of worship. Um, Those of you unfamiliar with Cairo might be surprised to find that the mosque is actually a hospital of sorts. Uh, as you arrive, you start to hear shrieks and wails coming through the walls. So you have arrived. What would you like to do?
Um, I think see if we can find if ask our Dragoman to see if we can.
So,
We had heard this is the one of the oldest. This is the oldest mosque in Cairo. If we could um, have that we're interested in the architecture and the history, and if we could take a simple tour of it that would not impact um, the people they're treating.
He tells you that they're not open for tourism. He's happy to show you the outside and the grounds around it. If you're looking for something more tourist worthy, there are other mosques that are um, more religious oriented and where you might be able to go and visit, but
Understandable.
that's
Is it possible to at least go in enough to at least make a donation towards their good works?
uh you can certainly he imagines that they would certainly accept a donation. Um, so he takes you into the lobby area and has a brief conversation with uh, someone at the front desk, and she says, "Yes, I understand that you would like to make a donation."
Yes, we had heard that this is one of the oldest mosques, and now that you actually do good works, and uh, there's always uh, you know good in decency and goodness in doing such, and we feel that um, that this is a good thing.
Well, I appreciate that, and thank you very much.
Okay, and I will definitely make a donation of at least £50.
You know that's a insane amount of money.
Yes, I know.
but like that, you're gonna have to wire home for more money. That's
I didn't
probably
realize
all the money you have left.
I didn't realize it was worth that much money. Okay. Then I will make what would be what I would think would be a reasonable amount then.
Okay.
See, I didn't know the value of the pound at this time point, so I'm thinking in U.S. dollars, not.
Yeah, it's
pounds.
not. Yeah, it's closer to 10 to 1 at this point, and you've only been getting typically $500 at a time, so.
So what would be appropriate?
£5.
All right, I will make it £5 then.
Okay.
This whole thing is an asylum now.
Yes.
Okay,
Not just mental, but they also have a burn ward, and hospital. But a large portion of it is for the treatment of the clinically insane.
It's important work to do. Yeah.
Where we might end up in a couple of sessions.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, actually,
I'm on my way.
familiar ourselves with this.
I say, what other works do you do besides the medical?
We also, of course, because we are founded in a mosque, some of our elders also, of course, look after the spiritual well-being of the patients that we serve.
Oh, such excellent. And
While this is going on,
Yes.
is there like a name directory or anything posted, like just like the various doctors who might be
There's not.
working here? Okay.
Or at least if there is, it's in Arabic.
I'm going to leave her.
Well, that might be okay.
Mhm.
So I guess, is there one or is there not one?
Or is there even a who's who? Like that they have like something that's a book or something.
Yeah, usually there'd be like, who's the head physician and stuff, and
they have a list of there's something posted that you think could possibly be a list of doctors,
Right.
but you don't speak Arabic, so you don't. It's hard for you to really understand what it says.
Can I take a look at it?
Sure.
You want me to make my roll?
So there's a list of names, and it mostly just is there's a list of 3 doctors that are working today.
I tell them what the names are, since my Arabic is at 35%. I look to the Draco Man to correct my mistakes in pronunciation.
Sure. So yeah, there's a list of doctors, but it just really lists their names. So it's not really that helpful to you right now, I don't think.
I'm gonna leave my card and say we're in Egypt for a while here, and once we leave here, I'm always looking for places to give donations to good works, and I leave my card there. Please feel free to. It now includes the hotel information, but my home address in Belgium, in case your mosque/medical facility needs help.
Well, thank you, sir.
No, thank you. You are the ones that are doing excellent works. And I thank my Draco Man for, so that we didn't make a faux pas. And I appreciate knowing that there's such good works going on.
I think we gotta head to the
Was
root of the scorpions.
so the Drago Man, Salim looks a little confused that you wanted to come all the way out here to just give them a little bit of money and a card, but he's far
Well,
too polite to say anything. But
I
you
just-
but you
no,
definitely get the impression that he thought if you were coming out here that you had more to do. But perhaps you were just confused about the nature of the mosque. But he very
I will.
politely nods at you and says, "Will there be anything else that you while we're here, sir, or did you have
Well,
something else that you?"
I look. I tell him in English, or that. Well, a friend of ours had told us about that, and I wasn't real sure about the nature of the facility. I thought it was a regular, a more um, religious facility than a medical one, and that's my mistake. My friend did not tell me the complete nature of um, the situation. Um, if I had, I wouldn't have probably come out here all this way. But I am always looking for places. This is still, for me, this is like a breath of fresh air in knowing that there are good works going on. So even though I'm disappointed about not realizing, being not having all the information, I am pleased by what's going on here. So it's not a waste.
We
Very well.
should take
Gentlemen,
good mental pictures of the place because I'm sure we're going to be back here.
Oh yes.
did any of
Is
you
it-
need anything else while we're here, or would you like to move on to the Street of Scorpions?
So this is the oldest mosque. Is that what you said?
Yes, it is the oldest mosque in Cairo.
Well, could we just take a walk around the facility
So we'll look
before,
around
at least the
facility.
outside? I know, since the inside there isn't.
And I'm going to talk
To
to
look
the
at the
Dragon Man about.
architecture.
Is there any typically, if this is the most ancient mosque, I assume that they have some of the oldest books and materials in Cairo stored here, correct? Or would that
I
be
would.
stored someplace else?
I wouldn't know about that. The Dragamon tells you. I believe that most of their artifacts have been removed to other mosques that are more religious, but I
That would
don't
be a
know if
wise
they
precaution.
I don't know if
British
they
Museum.
might have any sort of private collection for the few spiritual men who are still here. I mean, I'm sure that they have, you know, ancient Qurans or things like that for
And I'm quite
administering last
to the
rites
sick.
and things.
Sure and
Any bloody tongues or?
I go, yeah, just I, I'll let him show us around and let him do the historical spiel.
Okay, so he walks you around the outside of the uh, building and kind of gives you the information that I had told you at the beginning, and points out some of the older stonework.
It's very beautiful. And once he's done that, we will head to the next place.
Okay.
Wait, but the Brotherhood definitely wants something from here, right? That's what I wrote down.
That is what Faraz told you.
Do I notice anyone else watching the place as we walk around, looking around at the architecture, and our guide doing us the historical spiel?
Make a spot hidden.
Because I figure that under the cover of El Turisto, spot hidden. Da, da, da.
So with your
Nice.
hard spot hidden, you do notice that you've as you've been you've been here half an hour or so, you have seen the same face a couple of times. in the, also walking around in the, he's not making as touristy an approach around the building. He's
He's a local.
sneaking a little bit more, and he's definitely he's definitely Egyptian. But you have, so he's kind of been hiding in the crowds, in the shops that are in the general vicinity. But you've definitely seen this face more than once today.
Here.
Yes.
All right. Well, and I say, I don't say anything to the rest of the group because I don't want our Draco man to get suspicious. Okay, I think we're ready to go to the other spot.
Anyone else want to do anything else before I close this book and we'll move on?
Just out of curiosity, what's in the sort of the surrounding area besides this?
So he tells you that the about half a mile from here is the city of the dead, about half a mile south of the mosque. Other than that, you're close to the Ezbekia Gardens. And other than that, there's just the usual bunch of shops and vendor stalls and things like that in the general vicinity right around you.
And so far, really nothing stood out of anything that we would classify as our usual.
The only thing that is, Oren managed to spot an Egyptian that seems to also be taking an interest in the mosque, but is trying to be surreptitious as he is observing it. But you've noticed him move from stall to stall from a bunch of the vendors around, but he seems to be keeping his eye on the mosque.
Okay.
All right.
Anything else here?
I don't think so.
I don't know what we could.
I don't see anything else.
Okay.
I'm thinking, yeah. I have a couple ideas, but there's nothing I want to say in front of the Draco man.
Okay. Very well. It's almost 9:30. Do we want to take a 10-minute break here, and then we can pick it up at the Street of Scorpions?
Sure.
Sounds like a plan.
10
Sounds
minutes?
good.
10 minutes. Yeah, let's come back at 9:38 Eastern.
All right.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Thanks for me.
People on watching live, enjoy the break music.